hackers, in this video I'm going to show you how to penetrate the URL of any website through the back door. Ethical hackers are known for this. We do not mean to cause any harm, but we show ourselves the way to do it. A short disclaimer here: this video is solely intended for educational purposes. There is no sinister intention behind this video. So I'm doing this video solely and strictly for educational purposes. Please do not attempt to hack any system except you have permission to do that. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to quickly get to the back door of the popular website CNN.com. So in this video, I'm going to import the URL lib. This URL lib is going to allow us to be able to get the universal resource locator of the website. I'm going to parse it. After parsing, I'm going to also make a request from the URL lib. So this request is going to be what I'm going to use after I have parsed it. I'm going to create a request. I hope the request will be granted. So now I'll create a variable, a URL variable. This is going to lead us to this place, HTTP. Then I will do the double forward slashes. Then I'll say www.cnn.com. So let's create a dictionary. Let's call it values. So this is going to be a dictionary. I'm going to say is my name is I'm going to remain anonymous. I'll call myself George Floyd. Of course, George Floyd is dead. So I'll say my location is, I'm going to say unknown. Then I'll say my language that I'm using presently is Python. Of course, as you know, we have used PyCharm to run Python here. I'm using PyCharm IDE. So now I'm going to create some data. Let's go down. I'll say data equals, I'll get my data from the URL lib. Then I'm going to parse the data. When I parse it, I'll get the encoding from it. So I'll get it from URL encode. So this encoding I'm getting from it, I'm going to pass these values right inside that. When I pass it, then I'm going to create a data to just make sure that this data that I just got from line 13 is encoded again. Then this time around, I'm going to encode it using ASCII. ASCII means American Standard for Code Interchange. American Standard for Code Interchange. So I'm going to use that to get my code, creating a data variable. Let's create a request, and this request, I'm going to get it from the URL lib again. I'll create a request from that, and I'll use the request object. This request object, I'll pass the URL I've gotten, the URL I got in line 6 right here. I'll pass it as the first argument, and for the second argument, I'll pass the data that I've created in line 14 here. I'll pass it as the second argument to the URL lib request dot request object. Then when I do this, let's do some iteration. I'll say with URL lib. Then I'll create a request from that. Then after that request, I would need to do URL open so that this can open the URL for me. The URL actually means the universal resource locator, as I said earlier. So I'm going to pass my response, and this response is going to come from the request I made in line 15. I'll pass my request as response. So I'm going to have a variable called response here. And when I add this variable called response, I'm going to create a page variable. Then I'll make my response to be equal to the red variable. So this response that I've created here, I am going to create a read from it. So I'll say response. Let's say response. This same response dot. Then I'll going to call the read method from it. And when I do that, I'll have to now print my page. So I'll print the page. So when I print the page, that does the magic. So I'm gonna click this green button to run it to execute my file. So I'm gonna wait for that. I think it will take some seconds for the backdoor. Yes. Wow, we got it. So this is the thing that makes up the backdoor of CNN.com. You see the codes? I'm gonna look for my one of the this code is actually obfuscated, meaning that you cannot decrypt it. There's a way we decrypt codes like this to actually get to the backdoor. But I'm gonna try to open one of the URLs. There are a lot of them. This code, you cannot understand what it means, but if you want to know further, you can get in touch with me. I'm gonna give you how to do more with this. So we can de-obfuscate this because it has been obfuscated, and we can demystify everything that you see here. So let's try this URL. If you can have some penetration. Wow, we got one of them. So this is one of the URLs that are encoded with the CNN.com. So now let us see more. If we can get more, there are a lot of them. We can have some other windows through which we can penetrate. So let's see, there are a lot of code from the CNN website. So let's see how we can do more. There are a lot of them. All these have meanings. Let's see, come to my class. I'm gonna teach you more how to do more with respect to this. So let's look for more. Of course, they've been encrypted, they've been strongly encrypted. So I'm gonna have to do some level of scrolling. You can see there are a lot of them. So I'm going far back up. So I hope I'll get some. Okay, I have an HTTP here. Let's click on that. Wow, we got another one. This is another, but this is talking about the protocol, the prototype access. But let's go and get more. Let's see more if we can get another way of getting some information from the back door. So I'm gonna have to use this scroll bar. I'm gonna use it to be able to scroll very fast. I have some. I have some here. I think this is a GitHub page. Let's click on it. Okay, this is one of the GitHub pages. Okay, it has been obfuscated. So you can get more and do more with this code as you move on and on and on and on like that. You can continue to exploit. When you exploit, you get more information, and you can do whatever you want to do with it. So thank you. I'll see you in the class. I'll put my website here. My website is, if you want to know more, www.pinastech.com. You get to my website is pinastech.com. If you come to this website, you can get in touch with me and we can do more. You can get in touch with me in my office, then we can do more. Thank you, and I'll see you there.